There it is. Make sure you take a picture of it.
Just in case it's all good. You're doing a great job.
Hey, you three, look here. Hey, Kevin, Chris, Pearl.
Oh, yeah. Look.
Okay, moments
Well
before.
Done. Well done. Good idea. Not too late. I'm going to be mic check now, okay?
Yes, right.
Oh, really?
But by the moments that take our breath away. And you have had many of these moments. You've had experiences together since your first meeting on that faithful wine tour in 2017. After many hikes in nature, whether along the Kettle Valley Railway trestles or the Annapurna Circuit in the Himalayas, you've come to this place with this grand gathering of family and good friends to proclaim your love for one another and unite in marriage. All those who've gathered here today from near and far know and love you. As a couple committed to love one another from the moment you fell in love, everyone recognizes that you've been married in your hearts for years. The ceremony is an affirmation of your wholehearted devotion to one another by members of your community who are so happy to be here to express their love and support for your union. So, why have we all gathered here together in this lovely place to celebrate love and share in the joy of wedding Lauren and Chris? If I get feedback, I'm just going to step away. For everything, there is a season and a time and a purpose for every matter under heaven. And this is the time and place to celebrate the joining of Lauren and Chris in holy matrimony. Your presence here makes it possible for them to start their married life together, surrounded by the people dearest, nearest, and most important to them. You've been invited to affirm their supreme commitment to love and cherish one another, and now formalizing through this ceremony. We've come together to do all those things, old and new, appropriate to such an occasion, to say solemn words, to confirm a covenant, to recognize through this event the place of family, friends, and community, to praise the divinity of creation, to laugh, to cry, to sing and feast and dance, and above all, to rejoice in the love and all of its manifestations that we see presented here today. When asked, what does it mean to have all of you present here today? Lauren said, quote, "It means the world to me. Having them all here for a whole 2 weeks is going to be the best time ever. I'm beyond excited to have my parents, who've had a huge impact on my life, and I love with all my heart, along with my siblings, nephews, my Aunt Berta, here all at once to show them where I live and spoil them. I cherish my time with friends and family more than anything else in the world." And Chris added, "It means the world for everyone to attend, especially those who have traveled in from out of town, out of province, out of country." And as we all know, his family and friends made the trek from England to be here today. In addition to those present, absent family and friends are celebrating this union wherever they happen to be. Fortunately, there will be many opportunities for you two in the days, weeks, and years to come to celebrate with those present as well as absent over glasses of fine wine in the Okanagan, and of course good brews, because there's so many now great brews here, and enjoy nature hikes and enjoy many toasts to your happiness on your journey together as husband and wife. The spirits of your loved ones who died, in particular, Lauren and Chris's grandparents, are also here today. Another blessing of another kind from another place. Lauren and Chris are holding them close in this moment. And may the memories of loved ones who have passed live on in your hearts, sweeten this day even more, not only for Lauren and Chris, but for all present. Sir Hugh Walpole wrote the following, quote, "The most wonderful of all things in life is the discovery of another human being with whom one's relationship has growing depth, beauty, and joy as the years increase. This inner progressiveness of love between two human beings is a most marvelous thing. It cannot be found by looking for it or passionately wishing for it. It's sort of a divine accident and the most wonderful of all things in life." So, I was told by Lauren that maybe not all of you know the proposal story, and if you didn't, you will now. Lauren had absolutely no clue that Chris was going to propose that day. The night before, Allie, raise your hand. Is she here? Okay, Allie. Good. One of her best friends. And Lauren saw a shooting star, just like the star shining brightly on her ring finger. Allie turned to Lauren and asked, "When is Chris going to propose?" And Lauren replied with a smile, which she has many of, and said she wasn't sure. The very next day, Chris proposed. It was a fluke of fate, as Allie had no idea he was planning to propose. The morning of the proposal, Chris said, "Hey, let's go for one of our adventures, followed by lunch at a nice restaurant." Lauren didn't think anything of it. It wasn't out of the ordinary. So they drove to the skate park in Naramata, and she told him that Allie had asked when Chris was going to propose. Luckily, Chris had just taken a large gulp of water, so he didn't give his plan away. They walked along the KVR toward the trestle, and where they had kissed for the first time. It was like the world gave them their own private moment because there was no one there, no human in sight. Chris asked Lauren, "Do you remember that this is the first place we ever kissed?" And then he got on one knee and said, "Lauren Walker, I love you with all my heart. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?" According to Chris, Lauren was very, in all caps, surprised. And her answer was something like, "Yeah?" And Chris apparently looked at Lauren and said, "Yeah," and just confirming she was okay with the proposal. However, while being shocked and surprised that he'd actually asked her, she rallied and said, "Yes!" She was beaming. It took Lauren about an hour for it to sink in, whereupon she started to jump up and down and squeal like a little girl at the thought of marrying her best friend. Chris said, quote, "Hold on, let me put the ring on first." And she said, oh, yeah. This has now become a running joke between them because generally Lauren takes a long time to make decisions. So here was Chris putting her on the spot with the biggest decision of her life. A few days later, when she saw the official certified date for the diamond, it happened to be September 19th, 2017, the day before Chris and she decided to officially be in a relationship together. Apparently, Chris knows his mind and his heart and is happy to plan way in advance for a future with a woman of his dreams. And as you all know, they made the lovely town of Penticton their home. Chris is, absurdly, if you live here, trying to create an English garden in this climate, and Lauren now shares his passion. Lauren is often heard saying, quote, "I'll never lose him. He'll just be in the garden." If not working in the garden, they can be found pursuing their shared passion of helping people in their chosen community to recover, get out of pain, learn how to move again, and to become empowered to reach their full potential. Now, after 5 years of fun-filled adventures, not to mention enduring a global pandemic, they have, and as some might say, finally decided to celebrate their love through their decision to marry, acknowledging and strengthening a bond that already exists. So my favorite part of any wedding ceremony is when I get to share with you the expressions of love that they write in their individual questionnaires that neither of them have seen, and they gave me permission, so they're hearing what they said about each other for the first time now. Okay. When asked, why have you chosen Lauren as your life partner, and what do you love about her? Chris responded, quote, Lauren and I met on a wine tasting tour. I knew Lauren was going, and I was planning to chat her up throughout the whole day. I found her to be fun, outgoing, bubbly, and gorgeous. We hit it off immediately. After a few months of dating, when Lauren met me in Nepal to hike the Annapurna circuit, I knew I was falling in love with her. It was an amazing and challenging experience. I really got to know her well, and I knew she was the right partner for me. I love Lauren's generosity, her patience, and her support. She is the most nurturing person I know. She's eternally optimistic and a beautiful soul. I trust her with my life. This is what Lauren said about Chris. There wasn't one particular time that I knew I was in love with him. I've been growing my love for him every day, more and more. Every day, I love him more. There have been multiple moments that have made me think, I love this man. I know I love him every time we go traveling. Chris is very protective and plans all the things he knows I will love to do on the trip. Whenever I'm sick, he takes extra good care of me. He steps up with the meals and cleaning around the house so I don't have to do it. I think we've chosen each other because we could not be more compatible for one another. I honestly feel I could write a novel about everything I love about Chris. He is the calm to my storm. He is the belly laugh to my sadness. He is my rock. Every single day, I have a reason to love him more.
Gosh, I think I want to marry Chris.
So, the author Stacey J. wrote, quote, real love has little to do with falling. It's a climb up a rocky face of a mountain, hard work, and most people are too selfish or too scared to bother. Very few reach the critical point in their relationship that summons the attention of the light and the dark, that place where they will make a commitment to love no matter what obstacles or temptations appear in their path. Happily today, Chris and Lauren, you've reached the top of the mountain, the critical point where you are certain of your commitment and you are on solid ground under your feet. Yes, where there are mountains, there are usually valleys. Most marriages go through them, but it's in the valley where all the fertile growth occurs, the hard-won happiness, the food of life that sustains a marriage. Everyone thinks they want to live on top of the mountain, but if all the solidarity and memories are formed at the bottom and on the climb up. Chris and Lauren, marry each other today with a strong faith that their love will endure the peaks and valleys, and that no matter how rocky it gets, as long as you work at your marriage and give it your all, you will make it safely past the challenges too. Your happiness combined with your love for one another touches not only your family and friends, it strikes a chord that resounds around the world as a blessing all its own. Marriage deepens and enriches every facet of life. Happiness is fuller, memories are richer, commitment is stronger. Your promises to one another will be solemnized by the wedding and ring vows you will soon share with one another. But please turn and face your guests so you can enjoy this moment as you watch them share their delight in your wedding. This is the audience participation portion of the program. Now is the time, as members of this gathering, to enthusiastically support your support for Lauren and Chris by answering yeah to the following questions. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay, good start. Will you nurture Lauren and Chris's happiness in their new roles as husband and wife and rejoice in their marriage as a couple and as a family? Yeah. Will you promise to encourage them as they pursue their dreams for the future together, living a long, happy, healthy life together full of travel and adventures? Yeah. Will you continue to support them as they walk or climb through their life together hand in hand as husband and wife, laughing and loving one another every day as the years roll by?
Yes.
Now is the moment to exchange your wedding vows. The first step in establishing the sacred covenant of marriage, vowing to be life partners. As you are already aware, your marriage will no doubt be filled with the unexpected twists and turns that all relationships encounter. You can look at your bride, you don't have to look at her. It's really true. She's the center of everyone's attention, but so are you and hers. Some you will welcome, while others will test the strength and flexibility of your bond. However, your loving kindness and compassion for one another will support you through all and any of life's challenges. Love is patient and love is kind, does not envy and it does not boast and it is not proud. It does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered and it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. As you now, you can hand your bouquet to your sister. As you take your beloved's left hand in yours and gaze at your best friend, soon-to-be spouse, remember this moment. Before now, you've been many things to one another. Best friends, lovers, gardeners, travelers, as well as mutual devotees to health and fitness. And shortly you'll say those few words that take you across a threshold of life as you commit yourselves to one another and don the mantle of husband and wife. So I ask you both, do you promise in the presence of your community to wholeheartedly love and support one another in good times and in bad, in laughter and in tears?
Who?
Will you commit yourselves faithfully to one another today and all the days of your lives?
Who?
In the presence of these witnesses to this sacred union, do you, Lauren, take Chris to be your lawfully wedded spouse?
I do.
And in the presence of these witnesses to this sacred union, do you, Chris, vow to take Lauren to be your lawfully wedded spouse?
I do.
Lauren and Chris, together, please repeat after me, phrase by phrase, this vow. I offer myself to you
I offer myself to you
to be best friends and lifelong companions.
to be best friends and lifelong companions.
I promise every day
I promise every day
I promise every day.
to fill your heart and feed your soul.
to fill your heart and fill your soul.
I will always seek out the best in you
I'll always seek out the best in you
and give you the best in me.
and give you the best in me.
I will cherish each day and each night with you,
I will cherish each day and each night with you.
for you are my one true love.
You are my one true love.
I, Lauren and Christopher,
I, Lauren and Christopher,
take you,
Take
Lauren
you.
and Christopher,
Lauren and Christopher,
to be my spouse,
to be my spouse,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
to have and to hold from this day forward,
for better, for worse,
for better, for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
for richer, for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
sickness and in health,
until death do us part.
until death do us part.
May you cherish these words which unite you in marriage. This commitment, these promises made to one another, when seriously made and continuously fulfilled, leads to the richest and most rewarding of life's relationships. Now the exchange of rings is the ritual that seals a couple's pledge to join their lives together. In every culture, the circle symbolizes wholeness, completeness, and unity. The rings that you've chosen to wear have no beginning nor end, much like your love for one another. And your rings serve as a symbol of the vows you've just spoken. They are the outward sign of the inner love that binds your lives together. As the ring is without seam or edge, so it symbolizes the perfection of a love that will not end. So, Michael, will you please hand Chris the ring for Lauren? Chris, as you slide the ring on Lauren's fingers, repeat these words. With this ring I thee wed,
With this ring I do wed.
as it circles your finger,
As it circles your finger,
so will my love circle you
so will my love circle you
forever and always.
forever and always.
Michael, please hand Lauren the ring for Chris. Lauren, as you slide the ring on Chris's finger, repeat these words. With this ring I thee wed,
With this ring I thee wed,
as it circles your finger,
as it circles your finger,
so will my love circle you
so will my love circle you
forever and always.
forever and always.
May these rings be your most treasured adornment. May the love they symbolize be your most precious possession. As you wear these rings, may they be constant reminders of the promises you're making today. The following blessing has been handed down through the generations. It's been attributed to the Celts of the British Isles and the First Nations of North America. Its universal message speaks to all people from all the ages. Above you are the stars, and below you are the stones. As time passes, remember, like a star should your love be constant, like a stone should your love be firm. Be close, but not too close, and possess one another with understanding. Have patience each with the other, for storms will come, but they will quickly go. Be free in the giving of affection and warmth. For now you will feel no rain, for each of you will be shelter for the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be warmth to the other. Now there will be no loneliness, for each of you will be companion to the other. May beauty surround you both in the journey ahead and through all the years. May happiness be your companion to the place where the river meets the sun, and all your days together be good and long upon the earth. So no one but you can declare yourselves married. You've begun it here, speaking your vows before this company, and you will do it again and again in the days to come, standing by each other, sharing all the sweetness and the bitterness of life. Each tender act, each loving word will be the declaration of what's been manifested here today. So now, before we get this finished, we have to get the business done and register this marriage through signing a license in the middle of a beautiful ceremony. So we're going to pause while you listen to great music, and we'll be right back.
Chris, will you escort Lauren?
Thank you. So I would like to remind you all to stay for a group photo and a group's host, and then go enjoy yourselves while pictures are being taken, and be ready to take your seats when dinner is served for 6:30. Lauren, Christopher, may your love grow stronger each day, the roots of your relationship growing deeper with each new beginning of every season of your life together. May you find constant reward and challenge as you pursue the ongoing adventure of learning who you are and where you want to go together. And long, long years from now, may you look at one another and be able to say, because of you, I've lived the life I've always wanted to live. And because of you, I've become the person I've always longed to be. Through this wedding ceremony, Lauren and Chris, you have entered into a marriage. The rings have been given and the vows proclaimed, and you've promised to love one another with this lifelong commitment. So now, by virtue of the powers vested in me by the province of British Columbia's Marriage Act, and on behalf of this fabulous community gathered today to witness and celebrate this wonderful life passage, it's an honor and privilege to pronounce you a newly married couple, partners in life for life. I present to you Chris and Lauren and introduce them as husband and wife. Please seal your vows made to one another with a kiss.
What guys? Thank you.
Beautiful. And then mom and dad can pop out. We'll just get one of you guys.
So, can you rent them? You got the money.
Beautiful.
I remember you.
Perfect.
I know.
This was bride and groom and shuffle in really nice and close, like your family and you love each other. Michael, it's going to be difficult. Like you share genes.
Does that help?
That helps. That looks like family, yeah.
Actually, Warman in too. Come on, you're in. You're in. Come on.
You're good.
Yeah.
Shoved in.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go. Have you got him? Yeah, we got him. So pretty. Awesome. Perfect.
Right, that's enough of that now.
Dad, I'm gonna go and get some water.
You see that water right there beside you and Hannah?
Incredible! Wait, Reed, let's show your dad our leaves. Oh, Dad, watch this. Okay, wait, we have to do it together. That's fair. Come on. Hold Lily's hand. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3,
Okay, one this way.
Ready? Go. Big leap. Dad, watch this. Big leap.
Go.
To each of you. Lauren is daring, outgoing, generous spirit, ever loving, and very special. Just like her mom. Last guy,
2 minutes
big sister Shannon, and big brother Sean. She was honorably invited to their Skywalker Jedi clan as the 3rd member. Remember that? Lauren decided early to do her best in endeavors at learning, sports, life, taking risks, most importantly, helping others to achieve confidence in their dreams. And really, that's what life is all about, right? Helping each other. She took a big jump coming to Penticton as an athletic therapist for the Hockey Association. She has proven to excel in her profession, improving the quality of life of people in her care. And most importantly, as you know, awarded by her peers and her clients. How many gold medals have you been given?
And counting.
But most importantly, we want to thank Chris's mother, Pearl, and, well, of course, Kevin. And his little brother, Michael. And in case we're very happy that they're now part of our family. Thank you.
Pearl, my lovely wife, is yonder, and she won't come up and stand with me. But I'd like to join, what's his name, who just spoke, and just thank you all for coming. So many of you so far away, and just from locally to share in this incredibly wonderful occasion. And I'm not particularly sentimental, but I cried. It was just terrific. So thank you all very much for coming. And like Brian, we're delighted that the Stokes Walker Union has taken place. So thank you all for coming. Now, psychologists and anthropologists, and how many speeches at weddings have you heard started like that, often say that when you meet somebody for the first time, you form an opinion of them that may last forever within 30 seconds. And I vividly remember meeting Lauren for the first time at Penticton Airport. And Pearl and I had been with my best friend Tom and his lovely wife Paula on Vancouver Island for a holiday. And we flew into Penticton on one of those rickety-rackety planes. And I knew that Christopher and Lauren were waiting for us in the airport, and I knew that both Lauren and I were quite nervous about meeting one another. So I went in and said, introduced myself and shook my hand and said, I'm Kevin, I'm the father. And she just gave me a massive hug, just like that. And I just greatly appreciated it. And I realized at that time that she was wonderful and something very special. And within that 30 seconds that I'd met Lauren, I knew she was a keeper. And I told Christopher that. And what I'd like to do is reflect on Lauren before I move on to Christopher. And it's a pity we can't show any photos, because I want to use 3 photos that feature Lauren in them to demonstrate how wonderful I think she is. And my opinion of her has only improved with the passage of time. And so you're going to have to use a bit of mind to think about what these 3 photos look like. And the first photo was actually taken in England on our allotment. We have an allotment, we grow vegetables, and Pearl, my wife, has just had a hip replacement. And she was really struggling, and so was I, to get all the jobs done, to water the vegetables. And Christopher and Lauren were over, so I asked them to help me water the vegetables. The only thing is, the water trough was about where that is over there. It's a long way. So it's rather tedious to get buckets of water out, take them back to the allotment, put them on the vegetables, and Chris and I walk like Lauren running, skipping, laughing, and there's this photo of her, and I wish I had it. I've got it on my phone. And she's like, I got her knees up going, yeah. I just looked at her, just realised this reflected her joy for living. She is just a ball of energy. She comes into the room and just bounces off the wall and the sun comes out. She is wonderful. And she's an example to us all. The second picture is of Lauren again. She features in all these. She's high up in the Andes Mountains, and she's in a hut with Christopher, and it's unheated, and it's getting down to -15 at night, and the water bottles are freezing, and the photo shows Lauren with a woolly hat on, and there's about that much of her face, and like it's freezing, and she's just grinning from ear to ear, and just loving and reveling in the moment. And once again, her joy for living and her resilience in the face of adversity is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. The final photo is my favourite, and it shows Christopher and Lauren stood together, at a friend's wedding. Christopher looking very handsome, very cosmopolitan, and Lauren looking like she does today, with elegance and grace, serenity, and looking truly beautiful. And it's just my favourite photo. And oh. Now, sorry, forgive me, I'm just looking at my notes here like you do sometimes. And Michael's going to talk a little bit more about Christopher. I just got one anecdote I'd like to tell you about Christopher. And it happened when he was about 5. And like me, Christopher's always had a massive appetite. He always enjoys his food. Wherever he goes, no matter what you put in front of him, massive appetite. And when he was about 5, he was really tubby. And I've got a photo to show you. You know, can you imagine a photo of Christopher? Right. And it kind of like started, I'd sit down and have a plate of food, and he'd come up on all hands and fours like this, and he'd start eating the food off the plate, he'd steal it. And there was a bit of a game in our house, like, we just thought it was quite amusing. But then I thought, no, you can't be having this, because it's not really a very good look, is it, when people come around and eat pictures of food. So I came up with a plan, thought I'm going to stop him doing this. And I've always liked really strong blue cheese. That like stinky blue, the stronger the better. So I got this plan, I thought, right, 2 pieces of this really strong cheese on a plate. And I put it on the side of the chair, and all of a sudden, this little hand appears, and up it comes, and it disappears. And I'm waiting for the tears, the fits, the spitting out, and nothing happened except the little hand appeared again, took the other piece, and ate it. So if when you're having the delicious food, and you felt something brush against your leg, and some food disappeared off your plate, you know who's to blame. On a more serious note, Pearl and I are immensely proud of both of our sons and the successes they've achieved in both their professional and private lives. As a family, we first visited Canada in 2001, and we stopped at Tom and Paul's house in Vancouver again. And Christopher was Christopher was 15, I think, and when we returned home after a wonderful holiday, Christopher said to me, I just want to live and work in Vancouver. And so he worked in Canada. And so he worked extremely hard at both school and university to achieve his ambitions. And in 2010, yeah, he appeared once again at Tom and Paula's house in Vancouver and put him up with nothing more than his passport and a month's salary in his pocket. And from that beginning, he has created, through diligence and hard work and determination, a wonderful, thriving physiotherapy clinic, as you know, in Penticton. And I think that's a credit to his kind, generous, loving, and witty personality, and such a wonderful, amicable personality. And that's why I think that mirrors Lauren as well, and it means they're a perfect match. And I did miss out the most important bit of Christopher's career in Canada. He met Lauren. And that was what I meant to say first. But anyway, last one. Finally, whilst I recognise that Christopher and Lauren are very serious, seasoned explorers and have travelled to wonderful places all over the world, today they begin the most important journey of their life without question, and that of course is marriage. And I was going to say the clairvoyant, but she's not a clairvoyant. What do they call the lady? Celebrant. A celebrant. The celebrant was like wonderful, and she kind of said everything I was going to say. And Pearl and I would like to wish them all of the love and happiness in the world in their journey through their marriage. And I'd just like to say that, of course, as a celebrant said, there will be ups and downs, but I can only wish that they will be as happy as Pearl and I have been together for the last 44 years, and brother, we've had our ups and downs. Thank you.
But what you'll be pleased to hear is in my amazing toucan bag, I have a fantastic speech. That is not mine, it's actually Chris's. So I'm going to give this to you, so I've got to give it. Here you go. And that should actually be very telling, because everybody else has their speech written down, and mine is on a very small notepad that I appear to have lost. There it is. And I'm not going to lie, as my father said, I am going to focus on Chris perhaps more than Lauren, because Lauren, I love you to bits, but I don't actually know you that well. I'm sorry. But I do know him, because I've had to live with him for 35 years. So, yeah, Chris. I would say I'm going to embarrass him, but I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to tell you a couple of stories of when we were growing up and how that kind of relates to the person that Chris is now, and kind of me too as well. And I'm going to start with one that started 22 years ago, and actually only ended a couple of years ago, because I had in school, like most of us, a bully. Boo! Nobody likes a bully, except for you. You like bullies, I can tell. And he wasn't a nice person, but you know what kids are like? They're nasty, and he wanted to fight me. And don't get me wrong, when I was in school, you know that crybaby in your school? This geezer right here. I was the one hiding in the corner, bawling, and everybody picked on me, justifiably so, because I'm not going to use that word, but I was a bit of a crybaby. And he wanted to fight me, but it was like, tell you what, if you get your brother to come fight me, instead I'll fight him, not you, because you're not hard enough. Is the way he went about it. And I kind of garbedly grabbed Chris and went, Chris, you're going to beat me up. And of course, being teenagers, he had no idea what we were talking about. So, my bully locked me around the end and ran away, as you do. And then, about 2 years ago, at 3 in the morning, which is normally when most people are sleeping, which is what I was doing, my phone goes off. And what's going on here then? That's pretty unusual. And it's a WhatsApp call. And it's a WhatsApp call from him. Oh no, what's happening here? Hello? He's drunk. He's drunk calling me from Canada at 3 in the morning to apologise that he didn't come and beat the ever-living snot out of Michael White Jones. I'm just lying in bed like this morning. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter one little bit. And we had about a 45-minute call. I was like, Chris, I'm sorry, I'm up in an hour and a half to drive a bus. Can I bring you back tomorrow? I never did. But it shows the personality that for 20 odd years, he remembered that in the back of his mind and had to draw close to it. That's how much that man cares about his family. Which is why the walker should be reassured that he's definitely going to look after Laurie. See what I'm doing now? I'm linking it in. Good at this, I am. But I said there was one. Chris, I will say at the end of the speech, I'm going to concede something to you and you're going to be like, yes. But I'm going to say that one, yeah. I know. What I'm actually going to do is look at your notes and figure out what happens next. It's not that one. Oh, it's that one. So this is actually something I also learned fairly recently, because I think I'm fairly safe in saying that Chris within himself is a very... Well, he's done well for himself. Look where he is, look where he lives, look at the business that he's done, look at the things he's done. Like hitchhiking through the Sahara Desert when you were 18, was it? Yeah, 18. When I was 18, I was playing World of Warcraft in my bedroom, eating crisps and getting rather rotund. And he's going off and doing all this. And this, don't get me wrong, I'm jealous of him. I am. Because, don't get me wrong, I've done fine for myself, but that man completely eclipses me. And not long ago, he admitted, because we were talking about hobbies, weren't we, Chris? We were talking about gardening, because he's really got into gardening recently, which I'm pleased for. And he said, oh, he loves a bit of gardening, He'd do all this lot for you, asked him nicely, I tell you. But he said to me, Michael, I was always envious of you when you were growing up, because you had hobbies. You had things you liked to do, and I had nothing. I just sort of went from thing to thing. And, it's a very human emotion to sort of be envious of someone, but I don't really think you can be envious of me. It's the other way around, Chris. But I don't know where I'm going with this. I just wanted to say that's a very human thing. And he's very honest about it. All right, it took 20 odd years to come out. But the roles are reversed, because I have no hobbies now, and he's here living the life. So, jobs are good in that one. But say no more on that one. Maybe I'll throw a little one in the end for jokes. But I tell you what, Chris, I'm going to concede something to you now, and it's quite a serious thing, because I like to say that we've had a bit of a sibling feud going on for about 31 years, I'd say. Because on a Saturday or a Sunday at about 8 in the morning, an event happened which resulted in me breaking one of my arms. I don't remember which one. I think it was that one, but I don't know. And there's been an ongoing debate for 31 years as to whether he picked me up and dropped me, which he did, or if I climbed on his back and then fell off when he stood up. And Chris, at this point, I think this is the kind of time that it is time for me to admit that I climbed on your back and fell off. It was not your fault. This is the only day that I'm going to say that, because I'm going to go straight back to defending myself tomorrow. But he fights when he knows he's right, which is the point building up there, because he knew he was right, that I was a dumb kid, and I was a dumb kid. You see those kids that are just like, hello. That was me. He fights when he knows he's right. And Chris, I'm conceding it to you. but only for today. I just realised it's on film, so this isn't happening. This is a psyop from the FBI. Anyway, I'm about done realistically. I've got a little bit more to do. I mean, I could say the thing about the time that Mum asked, should we buy a hat? And Chris didn't know what that meant. If you don't know what that means, it means is there a wedding going to be going on? Mum asked if he should buy a hat. And he goes, oh yes, buy yourself a nice hat. For the next 6 months, Mum's thinking that Chris is going to go ahead and propose to Anna, which, you know, was about 3 years before they got married. I think it was pre-COVID. So little things like that, but I don't want to dig on it because I'm going to draw it to a close because I'm going to go give him the microphone so he can make a fool of himself. But realistically, I could not have asked for a better brother, period. And there is no debate in that. Lauren, you have got a fantastic man, and you need to look after him as much as he needs to look after you. But I will say, and I barely said anything about you, because, you know, I'm a terrible person. But what I will say is I could not have a better sister-in-law at this point. So, you know what? It's a speech. I want you to give a toast to those folks right there, right now, because that's how we're ending it. Chris don't want to come up here, he's going to do it on the table. So I'm going to take this. Hello, people. Hello. Hello, we all me too. Hello. There you go, brother.
Wow. I'm not sure quite how to follow all that. That's a really tough act to follow, Michael. Blimey. Thank you so much for joining me and Lauren on our special day. It's hard to describe how I feel, actually. I guess it's been so busy the last few weeks and days. Not really had a chance to think about it, but honestly, I'm on cloud 9. I'm so happy, and I'm so happy everyone could be here. We feel so grateful for that. A lot of people have come a long way to come and see us and see where we live and again share this day with us. When me and Lauren met, we were on a wine tasting tour at about this time of year, and I've kind of always denied it, but I knew Lauren was going to be on this wine tasting tour. I never admitted that really until now, and really my main reason we were on the tour was to meet Lauren. And I kind of just wanted to, you know, meet this girl and kind of see what would happen, and this is what happened. Honestly, this is how it went. So, we'd only known each other for a few months, and it's been mentioned a few times now, this trip to Nepal that we had. So I was doing the whole kind of backpacker thing, whatever, and Lauren came out to meet me, and we met in Kathmandu, and we did the Annapurna circuit, which is this big hike through the Himalayas, like 9-day hike or whatnot. And when you do something like that, again, we'd only been dating for 4 or 5 months, like not a long time. You really get to know someone, and you really have some adventures. Like, so we got to know each other pretty quick, in pretty extreme circumstances. And yeah, there was some adventures. So for example, in Kathmandu, which is a big crazy city, getting in a taxi to go take us to wherever we're going, literally going to hike, and Lauren got her foot ran over by the bloody taxi driver as we're about to go. And you know what, apart from some very colourful language in that moment to said taxi driver, she never complained about it. She didn't. And like Dad alluded to, there was some nights, really a lot of nights in the bedrooms, these little tea houses, it'll be minus 15 in the bedroom. And yes, we were waking up with the water bottles frozen. And I'm gonna be funny. That photo of Laura with her nose just sticking out, I don't think she was smiling. I can attest, she wasn't. She really wasn't smiling. And we were also talking like hiking, 8-9 hour days and just crazy stuff. And one night, a cockroach fell on Lauren's head, and it was as funny as you can imagine. It was just the best thing ever. It was so good. It was so good. So the reason that I speak about this is because that's where we really got to know each other. It keeps getting brought up, but it's how we really got to know each other. And I thought, okay, like this is the girl for me. And Lauren, you are the most incredible person that I know. You, again, isn't it funny? It's like when 3 or 4 people say the same thing who have not spoken to one another. But Lauren, you're kind, you're gentle, and you are the most nurturing person that I know. Truly, I always say that, but it's true. You always look after me. You do. And for that, I thank you. I cannot wait to spend our lives together. And I love you very much. I do. There's been an awful lot of work that's gone into this day, and I mean, we're kind of years in the making now, and so much has gone on to get here, and this is such a wonderful day. I would like to thank my parents, Kevin and Pearl, who have helped me become the person that I am today, and without whom I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be. I love you very much, and thank you for your love and support over the years. I'd like to make a toast to Kevin and Pearl. I would also like to thank Brian and Sheila, Shannon, Sean, Hannon, and Reed, who have made me feel so welcome and part of the family. I promise I will look after your daughter and treat her as just the best. Just so well. I'll look after her forever, I promise. I'd like to toast the Walker family. So Michael, that was a heck of a speech. I mean, everyone had some wonderful speeches. You can tell my brother, he loves his amateur dramatics, he's very good at it, and that was just wonderful, so thank you, bro. And I will just say, with that whole thing with that dickhead who got you in the thing, honestly, I didn't really think that was going to happen. So the next day, I'm not just blagging, I went, and you all know me basically, I'm not like violent or angry or anything, but I was livid. I was steam out the ears, and I was looking for him. And guess what? He wasn't around, and he was always around. And he wasn't now, I promise I'm not embellishing this.
Afraid of you.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm so intimidated. But I was floored to death, the little shit. Anyway, and we had the teacher come and like kind of guilt me out of it. But yeah, that was a little bit. That's what they do. So Michael, congrats on that speech. That was really amazing, and well done on the stories. Of course, the miles are long, but you're my brother, and I love you. So thank you for everything you do. I also want to do a little shout out to Wildman. He's back there. We're best mates since we were about 3 or 4 years old, about the A-Big. Come a long way from England to be here. First time out to Canada, so very honestly, mate, so happy to be here. Little fun fact about Wildman is when we were 18 years old, he actually tarred and feathered me at school. Tarred and feathered, with treacle and feathers, yeah? And I ended up going home in the teacher's car in a bin bag, and he got 3 days suspension from school. But you know, that was the thing. So I'd like to make a toast to my brother. Oh no, actually not one. No, give him a shot. Just buy him a shot at the bar instead. That's totally fine. That's better. That's better. And now Lauren, my beautiful bride, would like to say a few words.
Okay, so I'm gonna lie, I'm not great at public speaking. I know this isn't public speaking, but it kind of is. So I'm really nervous, but I'll get through this. So I'll be making this short and sweet, and giving all my individual links without 62 pairs of eyes all looking at me right now. I'm gonna try and get through this without crying too. So I love every single one of you, even the ones that I've just met today and who I can now call family. Thank you all for coming from all over the universe, because you are all out of this world amazing. Yes, that's a classic dad joke. Salty Brownwell. Appreciate that one. Yeah.
I love her dad jokes.
It means the world to the both of us that you're all here. And I am beyond excited to call you, including all of the friends present, family. Now, let's make a toast to everyone here. Cheers, and enjoy the party.
I second that. Toast to everyone here. And thank you to everyone who's come from Penticton, from Ontario, from England, from Vancouver, wherever you come from. Say that one now, didn't I? Thank you so much. It means the world is that you're all here. We love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now let's have a party.
Okay, good job.
Oh, wow, okay. So, yes, let's see what the story is with that.
I think it's
Move those hips, Lauren. Let's see it.
We've been practicing all week.
Jiving, she's jiving.
A beautiful dance from a beautiful couple. One more time for Chris and Lauren. If Lauren, you can bring up the father of the bride. Please help me welcome to the dance floor the bride and the father of the bride.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I yesterday, dark summer night, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
It's more of a hug than a dance. when Lauren heard this song from
The colors of the rainbow,
so
pretty in the sky.
Yeah, I was just like,
Also on the faces of people going by, I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do?
especially for like local.
They're really saying I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They learn much more than I ever knew, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
How did you guys come up with this? We just on a random day, and that's so much fun. Always let them learn that just feels that is true and it feels good, and we wanted to do something a bit fun and just a bit different. Such a good show. Yeah.
Touching. Very beautiful.
Oh yes, nice.
Thank you.
Nice job, guys.
Nothing you can say for the country song. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can say that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need.
Chris and Pearl would like to invite any other family members who would like to join them on the dance floor. Please join them. Friends and family. We're all family over here.
I think this will be happening the entire night.
I love it.
Here, energy.
Energy! Oh, yes! Yes, hit it, Reed! Take that baby in your hand! Stop!
You guys coming to Toronto?
Next, just keep them going.
Equally as good.
One more fast one, then we're gonna slow it down.
I'm a sucker for a camera. I'll do whatever I gotta do for a camera.
You guys really should be I know.
Definitely split my pants later tonight. Probably right now.
The other one. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness. That's some great dancing out there so far. Right on.
Get in there. No, you're in. Get in there, Jay. No, yeah.
Gotta get closer, get closer. Unmarried ladies on the dance floor. All right, I want to see some hair pulling. I want to see high elbows. All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey. Michael, you were so close. You were so close.
I'ma say that every word of my name. I'm the best. If you keep on running out, I never am. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Fire it all. We're taking